Good evening, welcome everybody. Wednesday nights, we've just finished our weight workouts and we're here for episode 5 of BaseTalk, which is kind of cool because this all kind of came about from doing a recovery / stretching class that we did, what is probably 6 weeks ago now, and now we're here in episode 5 and I'm just going to get myself set up down here. I've got my tablet set up here so I can see the comments. I've got my laptop here with my notes, so don't be disheartened if I look away. Yeah, so this is episode number 5. Good evening to Elizabeth and Joe. Thanks for coming along. It's good to have you here. Susie's just gone for a walk. She's listening in whilst walking. It's only just turned 15:15, so we'll wait until everybody else is here before we start, before I give away too much information. But we're really just going to follow on from what we've spoken about before. Nobody requested anything in particular after last week's, but what a lot of people struggle with when it comes to exercise, we're going to cover tonight. Hi Catherine, good to have you back. I will give it 30 seconds before we begin. It's only just turned 15:15. I know people have been rushing around. We just finished a class 10 minutes ago. And I do, as we all know, get carried away with talking. So Elizabeth has said DOMS. What is that again? DOMS stands for Delayed Onset Muscle Soreness, which is really the soreness you feel in your muscles the next day or the day after that, after you've done a big exercise or a big workout or something. So delayed onset muscle soreness. And that particular phrase came about when I was talking about concentric and eccentric, which are the directions really in which you travel, which the muscles move. Concentric to contract, eccentric in the opposite direction. So if you were to squat, going down would be the eccentric, going up would be the concentric. And I said DOMS because DOMS is created in the concentric form of the movement, not so much the eccentric form of the movement. And working eccentrically is a good way of pushing yourself, challenging yourself, in something that you struggle with. So for example, if you really struggle doing press-ups on your toes, if you can do them eccentrically, so starting on your toes at the top of the press-up and control yourself down to the floor, that would be an eccentric part of the press-up. Then you drop onto your knees and you do the up part, or the concentric part of your press-up on your knees. That would be a halfway house. It would allow you to experience the feel and create the strength eccentrically, but still get back up in the concentric phase, which would still make you stronger, make you better, and improve your press-ups there. So that's what DOMS is, and that's how we get it. It's always fun. It's really just the next day pains, or sometimes the day after that and the day after that, depending on how big your workout was. So back on topic. Today, what I'm going to talk about is really barriers to exercise. And perhaps one of those is DOMS. 2 days down the line, my legs are sore, I don't want to exercise. But barriers to exercise, and that can be a whole host of things. And I think before we go too deep into our barriers to exercise, we need to take a step back and look at exercise as a whole. What is exercise? Last week we spoke about training, about recovery, taking rest days, eating right for recovery, making sure we're hydrated, and then creating a game plan. At the end of last week, that was what I asked, was people to go away to create a game plan about what they were going to do going forwards, what they were working towards to help them move on, target something, and keep exercising towards that goal. So training is just what we're doing, whether it's specifically for an event or a competition or a goal, or it's just general training for overall health and well-being and fitness. Exercise, walking, running, cycling, classes, weight training, all part of training. It's important to consider that and what it means to you and how it applies to your game plan, and think back to when before you started. That might have been 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago before you started exercising. We may not remember what it was like, but we've all had those bad days, when you wake up and you're like, oh man, I don't want to work out today. I won't feel good. But if we think back to one of those days when we've had a good day, and you've had a good exercise, and you feel great, Those are the kind of days that we want to focus on. So we'll come on to that later on when we look at ways of how to overcome the barriers to exercise. But first, let's look at what kind of barriers to exercise there could be. Some of them we can see as real barriers, and others are perhaps just sort of unreal or perceived barriers. Barriers can be anything such as injuries. One of my clients has recently had foot surgery, so she can't do much work on her foot. She certainly can't do lunges where she's got to bend her toe. In some respects, that is a barrier to exercise. It's a very limiting injury because she can't do what she loves, which is running, and she can't do other leg-based exercises at the moment which allow her to build up the strength in that area. But does that mean she can't do anything? Does that mean she's got to sit on the sofa and feel sorry for herself and wait until her foot's recovered? Or is there other things we can do? So injuries, yes, they are a realistic barrier to exercise, but we can overcome them. Time. Time is something, perhaps not just now, but in normal life usually, and probably now for some people, time is definitely a barrier to exercise, you know. You get up at 6:30, 7 o'clock, you drive to the office, you drive to work for 8:30, 9 o'clock, you do 9 till 5 at work, you come home, you drive home, it takes you half an hour, you get back in the house at 6 o'clock, you got to make dinner for the kids or for the husband or wife or whatever, but before you know it, it's 8:30, you've still got washing to do, you've got the dishes to do, and before you know it, it's 10 o'clock and you're in bedtime. That happens 5 days a week, and then you get to the weekend and you want to have some fun with your friends and you go out. Yeah, it happens. It's what life is about. So time is without a doubt a barrier to exercise. We just got to think about how we can overcome it and what we can do to make it better. Equipment. I don't have any equipment. I don't have a gym. I can't afford a gym membership. These are all kind of things that are barriers to exercise. Certainly, for want of a better word, excuses as to why people feel they can't do exercise. And in some respects, they are valid. All of these are valid reasons, but if you want them to be, they will be valid reasons. Last one I can kind of think of off the top of my head is lack of energy, motivation. Can't be bothered. It's been a tough week. It's been a tough day. I just want to sit on the sofa, watch Netflix and eat popcorn. I don't want to do anything. I can't be bothered. Why should I? I did it yesterday. I did it last week. It's fine. What's heart disease, eh? Nobody cares. So, barriers to exercise, there's lots of them. And we're going to talk about how we can overcome them. We'll go through each one of those ones I just listed, and we're going to talk about how we can overcome them, what we can do, what exercises are available, and just how to make it work. So the first one we said was injuries. Injuries, without a doubt, a barrier to exercise. If you've got a specific body part that's hurt or injured, like I just told you about my client's foot, that limits her to what she can do, certainly no running. Yeah, totally understandable. That means we can do a lot of exercises, but that still allows us the top half of the body to work with. We can even do leg exercises where the ankle is just not doing anything. There's no pressure on the foot. There's nothing that's going to put it under strain. We can do a lot of core work. We can do a lot of upper body work. We can do a lot of cognitive practice and hand-eye coordination work, so that when we get back to exercise, back to sport, we're improved in that direction. It's just about finding something that works for us, still gets us moving, still gets us our heart rate up, whilst accommodating for that injury. And it's really important to do that, because exercise is proven to be really important and really helpful when it comes to our mental health, our happiness. So if we do get injured, it's going to be we've all been there. We've all been injured. We've all been told we can't do something. I pulled a calf, I've hurt my shoulder. It's devastating. Nobody likes being told they can't do something. And our initial reaction is to there, sulk in the corner, cry to ourselves a bit. But it's then coming out of that we decide how we're going to get better. And we want to focus on other areas of our body that we perhaps have neglected, or just work on parts that we can work, or maybe use our knowledge to help somebody else. Go and teach somebody how to do a bench press if your legs are sore, or to teach somebody how to do a bodyweight squat if your shoulder is injured. Something that connects you to exercise, allows you to get a bit of work, but whilst protecting your injury and allowing you to recover from it. Second thing we spoke about was time. Yep, totally get it. Time, we don't have much of it, especially if you've got a full-time job, bunch of kids, an annoying husband who just refuses to do the housework. You know what it is. Yep, time. It's all been there. We've just got to find time, and we've got to find areas of our day and of our week that we're perhaps not making best use of. And a really, really good way of doing that is with the food diary example that I put up during the week. Simple, Monday to Sunday, what you eat, what you work, what you sleep, and how you feel. If you complete that in full detail so that we can get a snapshot of your week, not only can we see the impact that your diet is having on you, but we can see what impact your work and your sleep habits are having on you as well. It will also allow us to identify any areas that can be optimized, whether maybe it's both you and your husband are driving kids to separate schools at the same time. Maybe you can swap that around, or maybe there's some way we can make it work to allow one of you or both of you more time to do something. Because if we can optimize our life, we can create more time, then it's better. Managing your time better to create more time elsewhere. Looking at things that we do around the house. Maybe it's getting some help in, you know. Maybe cleaning the house is too much work that just takes up too much time. Well, maybe ask your mother-in-law, can you please come over and tidy my house, Elizabeth? You know, it happens. Sometimes we need help, and that's fine. If we can't afford it, then we can talk to family, we can talk to friends, we can look at other options to create more time for yourself. Because, yep, caring for others is really, really important, but so is caring for yourself. Because you don't take care of yourself, in time you're going to burn yourself out, and you're going to be no use to anybody when you try and take care of them. So create some time, look at your whole week, your whole life, your whole month, create some time for yourself. And workouts don't have to be long. You know, most of our workouts we've been doing have been half an hour, 40 minutes at tops. You could cut that back to 20 minutes and just go flat out high intensity interval training. A lot better than a 0-minute workout. Short and sweet, totally fine. No kits, no equipment, no gym membership. I can't work out. I can't go to the gym. The gym's closed. The classes are always full. It's too wet to go running. Yeah, I've heard them before. I've used them before. But the gyms have been shut for 3 months. They might be shut for another month or two. And certainly for the people in Base Fitness Group, we've still been getting workouts. Most of the time with no equipment. So it's just about broadening your horizons. Just don't be so focused on what you're used to. Whether it is going to the gym or only going to spin classes or body pump classes or whatever. We just got to lift our head, we got to open our gaze and see what else is out there. You know what's free and doesn't take any equipment? It's going running. Just need a pair of trainers. Maybe you don't like running. Totally fine. Come and join us for an indoor class that uses no equipment. Don't like doing classes? Fine. Go and find a steep hill and go and walk up it. That'll get you breathing hard. That'll get your legs working. We just have to find alternatives, you know? And there are tons out there. Don't be stuck doing something you don't enjoy, because you're never going to stick with it for very long. You're not going to see progress, and inevitably you'll end up hating yourself for doing it and whoever made you do it. Find something you enjoy, and you'll be able to stick with it much, much longer and get much more benefits of it. The last one, no energy, can't be arsed, too tired, didn't mean to swear. It's too cold, it's too wet, my friends are having a barbecue, it's sunny, I don't want to miss out. Yeah, totally fine. These things happen. If you have a fairly good workout schedule, maybe you do 3 or 4 times a week, and you do get to a Thursday and I've already done 3 workouts, I can't be bothered tonight. Well, maybe that's okay. Maybe you do deserve a night off. Maybe that's your body saying you need some recovery, chill out, enjoy your night off, we'll get back to it tomorrow on the weekend. But if you get to Thursday, you haven't done anything for the past 4 days, and you're like, I haven't done anything in the past 4 days, I may as well just not do anything tonight, you know? Well, maybe not. Maybe we need to keep moving on even though we don't want to. And the best way that I have found for doing that is mentally thinking back to a previous workout. Because how many times have you... Are we still there? I'll wait. Sorry. Somebody phoned me. That was really, really inconvenient. I hope he doesn't phone me again. So yeah, I'm back. It was somebody phoning me, inconvenient timing. So what was I saying? Yes, you're not feeling the loving, you're not feeling the enthusiasm for doing a workout. That's okay. A way that I really like to get back to it, or to get the encouragement to do it, is to stop and is to think back to a previous workout. How many times have you finished a workout and you've gone, man, I really wish I didn't do that? I mean, yeah, you might be fatigued, you might be sweating, you might be out of breath, but 99 times out of 100, you're glowing. You're happy, you've worked hard, the endorphins are flowing, the adrenaline's flowing, you're feeling great. Maybe you worked out with a partner, high fives all around, that was awesome. Maybe you're in a class or you've got an instructor who's giving you a high five from 2 meters apart, whatever it is. Very, very infrequently do we come to the end of an exercise or a workout and think, man, I feel worse for that. And you know, if that does happen, that might be because you're not feeling very well, which is fine. You know, these things happen. But most of the time, we come out feeling good. So the next time you have a good workout, you finish it, and you're feeling great, you're feeling the buzz, take a second, stop, take a mental screenshot, take a picture, save it, so that the next time you come to a tough day when you don't feel like working out, you can go back to that picture and you can, yeah, you're right. If I do a workout, I will feel so much better afterwards. I know I don't feel great now. I just want to sit on the sofa and watch Netflix and eat popcorn, but I'm not going to do that, okay? I'm going to get in it. I'm going to do my workout. It's only going to take me half an hour, and I'll feel so much better afterwards. It means when I do have my popcorn after dinner when I'm watching Netflix, you can. I don't know why I keep saying popcorn. We never eat popcorn. Not even when we're at cinema. But anyway, popcorn, nonetheless. So, yeah. Take that screenshot. Maybe you've got one in your head of a workout. Maybe it was one we just finished half an hour ago. Maybe it was one from last week or last year or last month. Maybe it was when you finished your first marathon or you hit your PB of your squat, 250 kilos or whatever it is. Something strong, something powerful that you can use to drive you back onto another workout to take you through to another day. Your friends will still be waiting, you know. It's only half an hour. Go and do your workout, have a shower. Then when you go to friends at barbecue, you can say, yeah, sorry I'm late, but I had to get my workout in. They'll be like, oh, wow, that's awesome. You're cool. Wish I could work out like you. I just don't have the motivation. Well, you can be like, well, I've got some handy tools to get me through barriers to exercise. Whether I'm injured, whether I'm tired, whether I've got no time, I know what to do. I know how to get it better. I know how to get back in the game. So we're going to call it a day there. I'm just going to run through what we kind of spoke about. We spoke about, you know, what training is, what it means to you. Last week we spoke about our goals and our game plan. Have a think about your training, how your training is going to work towards your game plan. And then maybe consider what kind of barriers are going to get in your way. Maybe not so much now, but certainly as life gets back towards normal, time is definitely going to be shorter. We're going to see more people, more friends. We might be going out for dinner more. Might be getting back to work, we might be going back to school or whatever. We got to be aware that these barriers are there. They're going to come back up again. But we can't let that get in the way of our exercise, of our training, because that's really important for up here and for in here. Physical health, mental health, longevity to get us down the line. You know, none of us are particularly old. There's a couple of 70-year-olds in the group, but hey, that's still not old in this day and age. So we got to take care of what's in here, and get as far down the line as we can. Be aware of what your barriers might be, how you can overcome them, and what you can do to perhaps overcome some obstacles that are standing in your way now, or create some tools that you can use to carry forwards with you when those obstacles might come up. That snapshot of a previous workout, ready to charge you into the next one when you're not feeling great. So we're going to wrap it up there. If you have any other ideas of barriers to training, any good Netflix programs that I might should be watching, let me know. If you've got any other suggestions of ways of combating those barriers, anything that you do yourself, let me know. It's always good to share. Sharing your knowledge, helping others, it's a good way of making them feel better, you feel better, and the whole world feeling better. If you got any suggestions for BaseTalk next week, then again, let me know. I love questions. I love helping out and hopefully being of use. If there's any questions you have, ask here, or you can send me a message, send me an email, whatever. Otherwise, that's it. We're going to wrap it up there. Have yourselves a wonderful Wednesday evening. Tomorrow we have a question just come in. Should you have a rest day or just change the type of exercise? Well, we covered rest last week. And yes, we should definitely have a rest day. If you missed out last week's, go back to last week's. So we spoke a lot about rest and recovery. But yes, I would definitely say one rest day a week. But that rest day can be kind of active, whether it's going for a walk, going for a gentle cycle, as long as it is comparatively lower in intensity to what you usually do. So if you run a marathon for 6 days out of 7, then take a day off and go for a short walk. If you walk every day and that's your exercise, then maybe just take a total rest day, let the legs recover. It's got to be scalable. So if we have big intense workouts, yep, we've got to have rest days, but maybe they're more active recoveries, stretching, swimming, yoga, whatever it is. If it's not quite as intense, then maybe a full rest day will do just fine. So yep, rest days are always good. Variety is the spice of life. And Catherine has suggested the salted caramel popcorn from Marks & Spencer's. I will give that a shot next time. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have yourselves a nice evening, and we will speak soon. Bye.